Yes, everybody, it's Dave. Welcome back to Talking Wolves. We're back for another match preview. As you can see, I'm alongside Ewan. Ewan, how's it going, man?
I'm all good, thank you. How are you?
Perfect. Yeah, very well, man. Very well. Today we're going to be previewing Wolves' game this weekend up against Everton. A couple of our teams, a few teams now, all in that little middle pack there. And obviously it'd be nice for Wolves to grab 3 points today. But Ewan, the last league game Wolves had was obviously up against West Ham United. 3-0 win. How comfortable was that on Tuesday?
It was surprisingly comfortable, wasn't it? It
yeah.
was, I think the first half was quite open, quite even. And then we went to half-time. To be honest, at half-time I thought it could have gone either way, really. But I've heard some pundits say that the first half Wolves were good as well. But I thought it could have gone either way at half-time. And then we just sort of came out the traps in that 60th minute, I think. We sort of just pushed on and managed to score those 3 goals. But yeah, it was a great performance and a great occasion as well. Yeah,
of course. Massive 3 points for Wolves. Obviously 3 points ahead now. 3 points for Wolves. Obviously beating one of those sort of mid-table rivals. And obviously Everton are another one of those. We'll go through a couple of the match facts. So Everton have just lost just one of their last 14 home matches against Wolves in all competitions. 5 of the last 7 Premier League meetings between Everton and Wolves have ended as draws, with Everton winning the other 2 in 2011. Wolves have won 10 Premier League games this season, just 1 fewer than their highest tally in a single Premier League campaign. They won 11 games back in the 2010-2011 season. And Wolves are looking to score 3 or more goals in 3 consecutive top-flight matches for the first time since March 1980. That's a big stat as well, Ewan. I mean, we're on about goal scoring and stuff like that. People talking about forwards and strikers. We've changed this 5-3-2 and Wolves have managed to bag 7 goals in the last 2 games. That's crazy, and a crazy contrast from sort of towards the start of the season, isn't it?
Yeah, the partnership especially, I think, has been formed now with Jota and Jimenez. They seem to play off each other really well, and I think it's just the perfect combo. I don't think we should change it, to be honest, for the foreseeable future, unless obviously one of them gets injured. So yeah, they're playing really well, and obviously it's evident with the goals that we're scoring.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about it towards the start of the West Ham game. Obviously, we were looking at so dominant, but there was the early stages of the game where we just weren't quite getting the ball in the areas that we wanted to, and I was worried that because we play so narrow almost with that formation, or it's not narrow because obviously you've got the wing backs, but because we weren't getting out as wide as much, we weren't going to be able to break them down. But excuse me, the way those two were then moving the ball around to create the spaces, and I mean it showed in the second half, didn't it? We took advantage for that last goal. The Jimenez one, ball over the top, Jota. I thought what was really clever with that last goal, Jota just waited for the ball to bounce. Took a touch, and then because I think he committed the defender then when he allowed it to bounce and took the touch, and then obviously played the ball into Jimenez with a fantastic forwards finish. And that's what you say, Jota, Jimenez at the moment, both on fire, both looking good. Johnny signed on a permanent today, deadline day as well. That's a big signing for Wolves. I mean, how key has it been for Wolves to keep that sort of settled back 5? I mean, I'll ask you another question now as well. Romain Saïss had a great game against West Ham, grabbed a goal, but Willy Bolly's back in on Saturday. What do you think Nuno's going to do about that one?
Yeah, well, I've been hearing Tim Spears say the last couple of games he hasn't really rated him, but I thought he's played really quite well there. I think especially Tuesday he was winning every single header. He was sort of winning every ball, every second ball as well. So I really like him in that position. He's a bit of a terrier as well, you know. He'll go at ankles and stuff like that. But Bolly is just a class, isn't he? He's just the big centre half, and I don't think he'll start as a sub. I think he'll just be straight back in. But it's a shame because Saïss, I think, has played really quite well. Yeah,
I mean, as you say, Saïss, he's had a good game. There were times, I mean, against Leicester, you know, 1 or 2 of the goals where defensively they were sloppy, but that wasn't just Romain Saïss. But he had a really good game, and the way he was passing, bringing the ball out of defence on Tuesday, that is a big decision for Nuno to make. Obviously, guys, let us know your thoughts on that one in the comment section.
Although, I mean, with Everton, because of St. Tossen, I mean, he's a big lad, isn't he? So it's going to be interesting. I think Bolly is going to be the preferred centre back against him, but it wouldn't surprise me if we did see Saïss in there,
or even if you drop Bennett again, similar to the Cardiff game,
and just push them outside. Yeah,
so that'll be interesting. Obviously, Everton at the moment managed to win their last game against strugglers Huddersfield Town 1-0. I mean, looking at their lineup, sort of starting like a 4-1-4-1. There's a bit of there's a few question marks at the moment. I think Idrissa Gueye, one of their sort of key men, wanted by PSG. That move's not quite gone through by the sounds of it. We sort of For anyone watching, we're recording this towards the end of deadline day, so if Wolves do get any late transfers, we're going to miss that anyway. But Idrissa Gueye for Everton was wanted, but I know Lucas Digne got sent off in that game, so he won't be playing, which I think that's a big plus for Wolves.
I think Baines is out as well.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, because I think Lucas Digne came on for Leighton Baines and then got sent off afterwards. Yeah. But I mean, Everton have still got quality, although they've been a little bit up and down this season. They've still got the likes of Richarlison, Andre Gomez. They have got some good players, haven't they, Ewan?
Yeah, especially Sigurdsson and Richarlison. They've got 21 goals between them, I think, this season.
Jeez.
So, big threat. And Richarlison sort of, he destroyed us at home, didn't he, in his debut? I think, with that first game, what we need to learn from that is we just gave him a bit too much respect, I thought, on the ball and off the ball. And I think with that being our first Premier League game, we were just a bit shell-shocked as well. So I think we'll play a lot better against Everton this weekend. It was just, I think it was that Premier League debut. We stood off them too much, but we did show good character to come back, obviously, and score those 2 goals. But Richarlison is a big threat and one that I'm quite worried about, to be honest. Yeah,
I mean, you say Richarlison. I mean, he's probably a big reason at the moment why Marco Silva is still in the job. I mean, look at the table at the moment. They're still 8th in the league, but there's some big pressure on him at the moment. I mean, I've read that that win against Huddersfield eased the pressure a little bit, but they've been knocked out of the FA Cup fairly or not. Obviously with the Millwall controversy with their goal, but it's just not really got them playing the football. And I think this was a big gamble anyway for Everton to bring him in. He'd already been at 2 English clubs. Not quite got the success that he was probably wanted and expected.
Spent lots of money as well.
Exactly. So the next sort of quarter of a season or so, or next half of the season for Silva is going to be key. He's got 2 home games coming up. His next 2 games against Wolves and against Man City. So you never know. 2 defeats in those, and he could be in a bit of trouble.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the team. Now, obviously, we've touched on the centre-back situation. I'd imagine we're going to see Patricio starting goal again. Do you think, other than the choice of Saïs or Bolly, we'll sort of see a standard back 5 for Wolves, as always?
Yeah, I think so. Although, with Leighton Baines potentially being injured and not playing, I'm not sure who they're going to play there ahead of him. So, it might be an interesting one to see how we sort of line up against that. But if it was me, I'd keep it the exact same. I thought Doherty was outstanding on Tuesday. In my opinion, probably his best game I've seen him play for Wolves. I thought he was really good. The whole back 5 were really good. Johnny as well, getting forward so much on Tuesday. Probably the most I'd seen him. Yeah, most I'd seen him get forward. And obviously Moutinho as well was just a class act. So I'd keep it the same, and just see how we need to see how they line up. But I'd keep it the same.
I'd agree. I think same lineup. Maybe obviously the Willy Bolly situation where needed. I mean that's a big. Well, that's a big decision for Nuno to make. You don't know. So if Saïs does keep his team, I'd be surprised if Bolly doesn't come back in. But it's one of them. The only other thing with Everton as well, Jordan Pickford's not been having the best of times recently. They've not really got anyone else. I saw a couple of Everton fans saying, who else can they put in? They've got Martin Stecklenburg as the backup. But, Wolves with their attacking impetus in recent games could put some real pressure on Everton. I mean, they're back 2 of Michael Keane and Zuma. They're not bad centre-halves, but they're always both prone to an error or 2, I think. So
not much pace there, though, is there?
Exactly, and I think... the whole back 4, if depending on what happens at left back, who they're going to play, even right back Seamus Coleman, he's not the quickest. So it'll be an interesting game for Wolves going forward, and if they can defend and be as dominant as they were on Tuesday, it could be an interesting match for us. But what's your score prediction then, Ewan, going into this one?
Score prediction. I'm gonna go more reserved today. I think I'm gonna go 1-1. I think 2 wins out of our other sort of rivals around that spot. I don't know. I think those 2 wins have been great, but I think this might be a game too far with them being at home and not sort of losing. But they lost 1 in 14 or something at home. Like you said. So I think I'm gonna go 1-1. yeah, obviously both teams to score.
Okay, I'm going to say 1-0. I haven't picked a goal scorer, but I'll say 1-0. But as you say, I think having 3 games unbeaten against those teams in and around us will be fantastic. And I think, you know, and if we do get the 3 points, to get 3 points extra than anyone else, and we're going to start pulling away slowly but surely. 7th place, you never know, at the end of the season, could be a European spot. So who knows? Just had notification on my phone as well. Leo Bottini has left the club. He's gone to Nottingham Forest. So good time in there as well. So
is that loan or perm?
Loan deal, I think. So best of luck to Leo there. But obviously, Wolves Everton, let us know your thoughts on that game down below, the score prediction, and, you know, obviously the dilemma with Willy Bolly and Romain Says. Who would you give the nod to? Make sure you hit the like button down below, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Enjoy your weekend if you go in, safe travels and enjoy it. And obviously we'll have the post-match reaction very, very soon. Until then though, guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you all very, very soon.